World Report is back. Now from Oakland, California, here's correspondent Carol McKinley.
She said, shaking her head, Sola promised me.
For Bebe-san, going to school is a blessing. For her, whiteboards are high-tech, school supplies a luxury, and her cafeteria job a privilege, because this is where Bebe comes from.
Most those people were from Burma, like my parents, my grandparents, but we are all I born in Thailand, in the camp.
So you were born in the camp?
Yes.
Bebe, whose given name is Wamu-san, is a Karen refugee who came to the U.S. 3 years ago. The Karen are an ethnic minority in Burma, a country which also goes by the name Myanmar. Since World War II, the Burmese have been pushing the Karen people into the Burma-Thailand border, where more than 150,000 are now forced to live in refugee camps.
And they didn't let you go home. They didn't give you any chance. Burmese army come and shoot us when we're in camp.
Come and shoot your friends?
Whole people, they shoot us. I've been in wars like 3 times when I was a leader.
You've been in 3 wars?
Yes.
Anywhere else, Bebe's story would be extraordinary, but not here. At the Oakland International High School in California, all the students are immigrants to the U.S., but fully 1/4 of the 240 students here are refugees who fled persecution in their native countries.
The United States State Department then agrees to take a certain number of those populations. So they'll say, we'll take 5,000 people from Burma and bring them to the United States. We'll bring 10,000 people from Nepal. They're given a passport, they're given a green card, they're given a social security number, and have all the rights and responsibilities and legal status that normal American students do.
The #1 priority.
Carmelita Reyes is the principal of Oakland International.
So tell me about the first time you ever walked through this courtyard.
Well, it wasn't well painted like it is now, so it was a dingy tan color and paint was peeling off everything. And everything was either dead or hugely overgrown.
A Princeton graduate and former Oakland Educator of the Year, Carmelita was Oakland Unified School District's top choice when Oakland International opened as a public school in 2007. The school, based on international schools in New York City, emphasizes learning English above all else.
Instead of having students in a classroom learning ESL for an hour and then going into their regular day, they said the whole school should be centered around learning English, because an hour a day of English instruction when you're 14 or 15 years old is not sufficient if you are going to graduate proficient in English and ready to go on to college.
Okay? If you don't have the language to communicate with the people that you're working with, your chances are so slim.
Tai Bui is an art and reading teacher at Oakland International. She came here to specialize with English language learners because she saw them struggling in a traditional American high school.
Yeah, that was a very different experience.
How?
Well, there's a lot you can take for granted there. I mean, I had a few English language learners in my classes, and they were just sort of the kids who sat there and stared at you. But basically, they fell through the cracks unless they were super focused.
English language learners get the short end of the stick. I mean, they have the lowest graduation rates, the lowest college attendance rates, by and large, and particularly newly arrived kids, so students who arrive when they're 14, 15, 16. And we have failed them as a community. We are not educating them the way they should be. That's one of the reasons the school opened.
Oakland International High School is like a small United Nations. 27 different countries are represented here. 29 different languages are spoken.
So now what do you speak when you're together and you're learning together?
English.
But you don't, do you ever speak each other's languages?
Just with, I speak Russian with kids who speak Russian in the school. 2 other
2 other kids.
Yeah.
So do you understand each other when you speak English pretty well?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you communicate if you can't understand each other in English?
We just leave it.
We just forget about
Never
it.
mind.
And we're talking about or like
The work.
talking about something like what happened yesterday, for example. And she's telling me, and I don't understand what she's saying. I'm like, what? What? She's like, never mind.
These kids are they are in a bubble. There are some people out there who believe they should be integrating with American students.
It is a bubble. When you come at age 15 and you have 3 years left of high school, there is not enough time, if you were planning to graduate and go to college, to spend half your day confused.
The Holocaust was when Hitler and the Nazis.
They need class sizes that are small. They need instruction that is focused on English language development all day if they're going to have a hope of graduating.
Graduating is only the beginning of Neela Abdul's dream.
After I graduate from high school, I want to go to college, then to university, then to medical school, and we come back.
And who do you want to help? You obviously want to help people, right?
Yes, I want to help people who are immigrants like me, who are poor, don't have homes, who have breast cancer, women, and who have HIV positive. I feel sorry for these people.
Oh, Neela's a star. Her father is from Afghanistan and her mother is from Uzbekistan. And so her father, even though he'd lived in Uzbekistan a very long time, had gone to school there, had married and had children there, he was at constant threat of being discovered and deported and sent back to Afghanistan.
Is this dotted line here perpendicular?
In terms of predicting student success, the largest predictor is your formal education prior to getting here.
Neela, could you come around to the front?
And she was clearly very beautifully educated. She didn't happen to know a word of English, but, I mean, English is now her 5th language.
What was it like to feel so different? Is that a bad feeling?
Sometimes, yeah, because even make me cry sometimes because I was in class and I didn't understand what teacher is saying. I was just looking like, what are you guys talking about?
What am I doing here?
Or sometimes like when people making fun of you, laughing that you don't know the language, this is not feels good.
Especially when you speak so many languages.
Yeah. You know, the thing that made me calm down was I was thinking like, you will never speak languages as I speak, so you better not laugh at me, yeah.
But the new language is a small problem compared to the memories of the horrors some teen refugees have experienced and can't forget.
The Burmese, they own everybody, and then they try to fight all people that there. So Korean people, they want to like keep their people safe. So we try to move until we move to Thailand, in the border.
Did you see some war too?
Yeah.
What did you see?
Some baby they kill.
They were killing people? Babies?
Yeah, the baby.
I have to run in the forest. I have to cook in the forest.
Yeah.
Nothing, just rice. And we just cut the bamboo, just eat it like a spoon, you know. I still remember when I was like 3 years old. This is the first time I ran, and I was with my grandmom, and she was carrying me. And I have 4 brothers and sisters. We're all young.
Who were you running from?
For the army, the Burmese army.
You think about it still?
Yeah, it was like kind of, you know, something was really happening in your life. So even it take long year, but you could not forget it.
Teachers here need to be therapists, advisors, even surrogate parents.
There's depression. We have kids with PTSD. We have kids whose parents have died and they are separated from a lot of their family.
You feel really bad when one of your kids is falling apart, and it's frustrating when you can't fix it all.
There's some communities where mental health care doesn't exist and doesn't even have a name.
And then there is the culture shock of coming to America.
They come here and they can't speak and communicate, and everything's expensive and they don't understand, and having somebody to talk to about that is really important. I had a student, for example, almost get into a fight because somebody touched his head. And in his culture, you don't touch heads. And I mean, you know, until it happened, he otherwise looked like a very normal American-ish kid, you know, the baggy clothes and whatnot.
Even though families come to the United States for better opportunities, often teen refugees find themselves trading in the rolling countryside for the inner city. This is Oakland, California, where the unemployment rate is flirting at 20%, and crime and drugs are in your face every day.
Just getting to school in the morning can be dangerous. Kids have been mugged, beaten up, held at gunpoint.
They just followed me, 3 girls. They followed me, and they were like, you know, kind of big. And they told me, I don't want to hurt you, just give me my bag, just give me your backpack or something. I was like, no, because I use this bag for, you know, to study or something like that. So I'm just like, try to go inside the shop. So they just like ignore me and go away. I was like so lucky at that time.
But for kids like Bebe, coming from a refugee camp where murder and brutality and abject poverty were commonplace, it is all relative.
I never lived like a house like this before. The first time when I came, I remember that I don't have nothing, you know, nothing. It's just us and a bag of a little like rice and salt and beans. That's it. We came like 4 people, just 75 cents. At the first, we don't know how to use this. We don't have the you know, the pots like that. We don't have microwave. We don't have electric. And water, we used to have. We don't use it like this. We carry by the well. Sometimes when it is rainy, it's really bad. It's brown. Good morning. And I think if I work, then I will like have a little money that I can buy like food at home, so that I didn't like asking money for my parents. So that's why I started doing work at school.
Students like Bebe and her younger brother Circa must navigate America not only for themselves, but for their families too.